In our class we have done the establish the database connection, everything perfectly well. Let's continue the video, right? Okay, so here we have to create the backend part. I'm going to create another one is a folder structure. Second folder I'm going to say routes. First folder I'm going to create as routes. Second folder I'm going to create as src. Third folder I'm going to create as a models. You write models, right? So these are the folders I have created. So is there any folder structure models, routes? You have to write the routes src, right? So these are the folders I have created, right? Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to first uh, I'm going to implement the route. So I'm going to implement the route. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement the first route as a category route. Okay, so we have a category route, right? So what I'm going to do is here. So it's a route first. The route which is the things which will be indicate the path of the API. It indicate the path of the API. Okay, so here right click new. You have to write the first one is a category route routes.js. Right. So first I have to implement the Express server here. Right. So Express server is a server. So this is server's annotation. Okay. So carefully you have to watch that. Okay. Second one I have to implement the routes. Here this one object. So as an object here Express this one. Okay, so you have to create the object of the routes. Okay. So you have to write here. You can see here. You can write const variable. You have to write router equal express dot router. You have to import them, right? So after that we have to create the router. Okay, so we have to the express server, you have to connect the route with the express server. This server is the express server. This express server we have to give the relationship as a route. Okay, so then only the route will be connected, right? Okay, so after that what I'm going to do is here first I'm going to go to do the thing is here first I'm going to do the thing is right here. I'm going to first you have to write this route object. You have to get the router dot is the method called route. Okay, so you have to write router. This router there is a method which is a route. So you have to write route. Okay, so here when the request is coming, you have to write slash category slash get all. You write get all something. You write all the capital. Okay, get all. You have to get. You have to write. You have to passing the respective. You have to passing the respective controller. So you have which controller you have to go to the category controller. You have to write as a kernel case. There is a efficient way. There is a method called get data controller function. You just type as function, right? So I haven't created yet this function. Okay, so what I did here is when the request is coming, so when the imagine, so when the server, so you have tested through the postman look like this. HTTP, what's the port? The localhost. This is server. I'm going to write as localhost server. HTTP slash localhost. The port will be here connected 7000 port. The request is coming out. What's the request? The request is coming slash this is request. Which request? Route get all. The request is coming get all what happen is here get all. What happening? It goes to category controller. This is the action method, which is a get data action method. Category controller get data action method. It goes to category controller get data as an action method. Keep in your mind. That's simple stuff you have to understand. It passing to the request, the particular request to the get data get controller action method. Okay. So after that, it will be process on the upon the request, and it will be send the response. Okay. Right. Okay. Receive the request. It will be processed the data upon on the request and send back to the request. So how the request is coming? So now what you're going to do is we have to create the src folder. Here we are. I'm going to create the controller. So the controller. So here we have to create the controller. So src we have to create the controller. How to create the controller? Here you have to create the folder category controller dot js. Simple. It's very simple. Sorry. So it's not a folder. For this folder, I'm going to create a file. Inside the folder, I'm going to create a file which is a sorry, I have made a mistake. This one, I'm going to make this one as a category folder. This category folder, I'm going to create a file which is a category controller.js. Right. Okay. Right. Once the request is coming, we have to receive the request. So how the request receiving? So here also we have to implement these two things. Where the same thing you have to implement it over here as well. So which one? Category routes the same thing. You have to get this here also while the server and route we have to put it here. After that, we have a function. Okay, so what's the function? We have created a function. You have to get all. So get all. So I am writing and telling you. Then now you have to easily understand. Okay, so without make a copy. So here write var. You have to create the variable. Get this one. Same way you don't need to write again. This get function we have to write it over here equal you have to write this is the assign function. Assign function. Okay, so it will be what is the meaning of your assign function? Once the request is gone, it will wait until the request completed. Okay, right? So it will be wait. Okay, that's the assign function. Okay, so assign function, right? If you put assign, you have to put the keyword avoid. Okay, so you have to write the try catch block. This is an efficient way. Try. Okay, try. You have to write constant category equal. You have to write avoid function. It will be sending to which area category model. Dot there is a method called which is a find method. So to implement the find method. Okay, right. So here rs dot send. Here I would get this one. Catch error. Here write the same thing rs dot status 400 dot send error. Right, what happen is when the request is coming, you have to get receive the request over here. Get data controller function. Receive the request. Okay, here if you are called get as a response request, it pass into here. Where it will be passing this request to category model. What is the model? It is nothing but a database. Okay, it is nothing but a database model. Okay, it is nothing but a database model. Just a model is it nothing but a database model. Okay, so what are the table structure available in the database? Table columns. Okay, so record is add if you are going to add or view the data through that models. Okay, it's through that model. Without a model, we cannot communicate with the data collection. Okay, the table we are not telling in MongoDB table. Instead of table, we are telling that as a collection, right? So if you are write as find, we have to write as a blank array. It's called as we have to view all the data. It indicate this array which is nothing but getting all the data. Okay, we can view all the data without a condition. If we put any condition, the respective data will be viewable. So if you have put all open and close bracket, we can view all the data, right? Okay, right. So it will be send the which one, take the request and send the response. So you have tried the take the request. So here where we have to get the, here also we are sending where it's a model to find the data, right? So now what you're going to do is I'm going to make the model, right? So now I'm going to create the model. We have a separate folders are there. It's a model. So here click this one. Here we have to write category. Don't type this one. You copy the same thing simply. Instead of writing, you have to delete them here. Okay, we have already written, no? So we no need to return again. Yes, right. So now what I'm going to use category model. Okay, simple model is a category model. First, I am going to implement this Mongoose namespace, the Mongoose library. So where's the Mongoose library already we have to define. So where in our server class here, this library we have to call this because this is the library we need to communicate with the database, the Mongoose library. So after that, we have to create the schema. We have to create a schema, right? Schema. What you are going to do is here. So write var schema equal mongoose dot schema mongoose dot schema. Here we have to write var, right? So here var we have to write this one should be the category schema. So okay, we have to name it as category schema equal new schema, open and close bracket. So here what you're going to do is here we have to write it here, open and close bracket. What you're going to do is here we have to define the columns. So what are the columns? Cat name, category. I have already explained what are the fields, cat name and status. So cat name you have defined type string comma required true, required true. Okay, so after that what you're going to do is the status, open and close bracket. So you have to write it as a type boolean default false. Right. So now this is schema. These are the columns. These are the columns structure. Okay, these columns, what you're going to do is this how the column will be created in our database collection. Okay. So what you're going to do is we have to this all things we have to import, export, right? So we have what you're going to do is we have to write it here as here, right? So you have to write this all things, you have to close them. Here you have to import it. Okay, you have to write like this here. Const, you have to write category, say category equal mongoose dot model. Here you have to write this how the categories are created. So categories, so write categories, so categories comma you have to write category schema, this category schema, which category schema, this category schema. Okay, it will be column, the column will be created upon the schema. Okay, what is schema you have defined. column will be created upon on the schema, which will be you declare. Right. Now what I did here is so far, this is the mongoose model, so categories. This how the table collection would be created in our database collection. Okay, this is a name which is created on the mongoose MongoDB. But the schema which will be, this is the schema. This is schema format. Upon the schema format, the column has been created, right? So after that, model export category, mean it will be generate to outside. You have to generate the outside. Like this how they generated the outside. Okay, if you are not export, okay, this class not accessible. So that's all the things we have to put in this one, this class. Okay, accessible class. Okay, so all the things I just save all, right? So let's go to the model as well. Model also we have to export it. Right? So how to export the all things, export it. Okay, isn't it? Right, for to define here this also the export. So you have to export this also things I have to export. Whereas controller, here the controller also we have to export it. You have to write model export. This all things we did not return. So you have to write get all function. This one you have to this get all data of controller function. This get outside. Okay, right. So after that, this model. So second one is a route model. Route also that we have to export it. So so the routes also you have to export it. Right. Export model, export route. Right. We have to export like this. So this is the way we have to write it. Okay. So then only we have to give the path. Right. So now we have to understand when the request is coming. So what I'm going to do is we have to have the path for the server. Okay. So when the request is coming, this is when the server is running. This is the page where first it will be running. So we have to give the path as a route path. So you have to give the route path so that you have to understand it better thing. Right, so here let me add the path as well. Right. So here I'm going to go to the path first. So category routes. So category routes. Right. Now I have created the variable var category routes equal required. Here your route is the first when the application is running of this page. It will be calling the routes which is a required. Dot mean is a current file. The dot mean is a current directory, which is dot slash. Okay, it will be called slash. It goes to the one folder inside. It goes to open one folder. How to open one folder? Dot means a current directory. Dot slash open the one folder means goes to this folder routes. Inside this folder there is a file which name is category routes. That page as one file which name is category routes. It goes that particular folder, the file. What happen is here it will be calling the particular controller. So here we have I have mentioned the path. The request is goes to this which path, but I haven't defined the define the uh, define the path where your controller is reside of your project, where your controller resided on your project. Okay, so we have to mention the path. Okay, so without mentioning the path, how can we handle your funder? If you have given the path when the request is coming, it goes to this controller. We haven't given the path where your controller is inside this for project. So we have to give the path as well. So path we have given. Right. So let's set the path. So now you have to understand that this is very important stuff. Okay. So that we have a this category model. This controller also has the routes. Right, now you can understand this path must. Okay, so the category, so here I'm going to make the control which is a category controller. So category controller, this is a variable I make it. required. This is the path where your controllers should be resided. So outer path. So here now I am into where I am in the routes folder. Which routes folder? Routes folder. I want to go backwards, not forwards. The backwards. Backwards mean if go outside this folder. I want to access this file, this controller outside. So here, if I put double dot slash mean it's come out of the router folder. Right now, if you put this one, if you come out of the router folder, now what you're going to do is router folder. If you go out of the router folder, there is a file you will be able to see src. Inside the src folder, there is a file controller category. You go control category. There inside this category folder, there is a file category controller. Now we will be able to access it. You have to give the path. This path we have to give and assign to this particular variable. This variable you have to call it here. When the request is coming, it goes to that particular path to access this particular controller get action method. Now here, if it is successfully aligned, so here if you put controller key and click on this, it goes to that particular method successfully. Okay, this is how we have to make the program very easy way I have teach. Okay, so no, without any barrier. Okay, so you have to understand the concept. Now I have successfully goes to this action method. This action method sending the request via category model. So category model is the path we haven't given yet. So how to given the path? So this is how we have given the path as well. Category model. So category model. So control here. This category model also you understand things well. You must this one, right? Now I mean where category controller I mean. Okay, so category controller sending the part to category model. So category model. So what you are going to do is we have write double dot slash mean. So here you can here here you observe these things. This is very important stuff. Okay, so you can see here category controller. We have to go out because there are two folders. Category control, if you go here, category after that service, src. So we have write double dot mean slash mean it's gone out of the folder. Now there is another folder which is src. So again your dot slash mean it come out of the folder. Now I have out of the folder of src. Now if you go out of the folder, there is a folder which is a model. So the model, there is a file where you can accessible category model. Right. This is the scenario. This is the path we have given successfully. I hope you guys understood things well. Okay, so what I taught today, so you must go through this lesson because with this very important file you are making the Node.js projects. Thank you for watching.